welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess and I love doing DIY, making clothes in a simply but pretty way. In today's video, we're going to make a skirt pants. It's a pants but it also looks like a skirt. It's the perfect combination between the comfortable feeling of the pants and the flattering feminine feeling of the skirt. And because it looks like a skirt, so I suggest you guys to use some really soft fabric for this DIY, such as thick chiffon fabric if you don't want to put the lining inside, silk, satin fabric. You also can use really soft cotton fabric for this DIY too. And before we start, if you haven't subscribed yet, please click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you wouldn't miss my upcoming DIY. And let's start sewing! I used 2 meters of thick chiffon fabric for this DIY. Firstly, I fold the length to the width of the fabric. Then I measure the width between the folding line and the length line and mark where it's 33 centimeters, which is a quarter of my hip size, plus 1/10 hip size and plus 1 centimeters for seam allowance. After that, I measure the length from the top of the folding fabric to this mark. Then, based on it, to draw a curved line. It will be the waistline of the skirt pants. From one end of this line, on the length line, I measure and mark at 75 centimeters, which is the length from the belly button to over my knee. It's the length of the skirt pant that I want. After that, I measure the length from the top of the folding fabric to this mark. Then, based on it, to draw a curved line. It will be the ending line of the skirt pants. From one end of the waistline, I measure and mark at 30 centimeters on the folding line. It's the width from the belly button to over the crotch. Make sure you make a little space for it, so the pants won't be too tight at the crotch. Then I draw a parallel line at 9.2 centimeters from the folding line. It's 1/10 hip size. After that, I draw a curved line at the end of the parallel line to connect to the marks on the folding line. So I will have the crotch line of the pants after that. Make sure the leftover of the width on the waistline will be bigger than a quarter of your hip size. After cutting by the drawing lines, you will have one piece of the pants. Cutting another piece like this. To make the pocket, I cut a rectangle with 20 cm width and 30 cm length. On one length line, I mark at the middle first, then drawing a curved line to the end of the other length line. And you will have one piece of the pocket after cutting. Making 3 more pieces like this. Add one piece of the pants. On the side line, I mark down at 5 centimeters from the waistline. It will be the position for the pocket. Then I connect the pocket to the side line from that mark, doing the same for the other side line. After sewing, I connect two side lines and two pieces of the pocket together. From the top of the pocket, I mark down at 15 centimeters, which is the width of the open pocket where you can put your hand in. Then sew from this mark to the end of the pocket. Doing the same for the other piece of the pants. After that, I connect two pieces of the pants together at the cross lines, then sewing. I measure the width of the waistline after that. Then I cut a rectangle with 8 cm width, which is 2 times the width of the elastic band I will use, plus 2 cm for seam allowance. And 100 cm length, which is the length of the waistband I just measured before that, plus 2 cm for seam allowance. I connect two width lines of the rectangle together to create a circle fabric first. Then I fold two length lines of the circle fabric together later. After that, I connect the circle fabric to the waistline and sewing. However, keep a small unsewed space for the elastic band to go through later. I use the elastic band with 3 cm width and 62 cm length, which is 2 cm shorter than my waist size. After connecting two ends of the elastic band together, don't forget to close the unsewed space to finish the waistband. The last step is finishing the end of the pants. I fold the end fabric inside 2 times and sew to finish it. And I finished this DIY. Here's my final result. These pants are so comfortable and pretty. Everyone will think it's a skirt, not pants. So I hope you will try it out. See you next week.